Let me start by saying that I've been married to Mark Consuelos for over 2 decades, through soaps, sitcoms, and synchronized parenting. We've played many roles over the years: lovers, co-hosts, co-conspirators in hiding the good snacks from our kids. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared me for the moment I saw my husband step onto the set of 911, as a tech billionaire. Let me explain. It all started innocently. Mark had been offered a guest role on 911, playing a brilliant, emotionally complex, morally grey tech billionaire named Dante Vega. He came home and said, "Babe, I'm playing a billionaire." I raised an eyebrow. A billionaire? Like one of those guys who lives on a yacht and disrupts entire industries while drinking mushroom coffee and wearing linen pants. He grinned. Exactly. The next day, he tried on his costume, a crisp white button-down, no tie, because billionaires don't wear ties, apparently, perfectly tailored charcoal slacks, and a watch so sleek I had to Google whether it was real or just prop department magic. Spoiler: it was real. I may have drooled. Just a little. And then, the transformation happened. Suddenly, Mark wasn't just Mark. He was Dante Vega, a man who made his first billion at 28, designed an AI that can read minds, ethically questionable, sure, but so dreamy, and now spends his days brooding on rooftops and rescuing people from earthquakes using drone swarms he programmed himself. It was like if Batman, Elon Musk, and a GQ model had a very emotionally intelligent baby. Ladies and gentlemen, I was smitten. Now, to be clear, I love my husband for who he is. But when I saw him on screen, barking orders in some futuristic command center while simultaneously saving a school bus full of kids and giving an inspiring TED talk about the future of humanity, well, let's just say, this was a fantasy one didn't know I had. You see, the version of Mark I've lived with for 20+ years is charming, hilarious, and an excellent cook, especially when it comes to grilled steak and unsolicited advice. But this new version, Tech Mark, he doesn't leave his socks on the floor. Tech Mark doesn't say, "Where's my phone?" 15 times a day while it's in his hand. Tech Mark speaks fluent Mandarin, codes in 4 languages, and can pilot a helicopter through a thunderstorm while cracking a joke about quantum computing. And yes, I know it's all scripted. I know the servers in his underground bunker are cardboard and the glowing maps are just CGI. But let me have this. Because every now and then, I think we all deserve to pretend we're married to a billionaire. So I started leaning into it. I began leaving little, startup, ideas on our kitchen counter, just to see if Mark, would pick up the hint. Idea number 1, AI-powered laundry folders. Idea number 2, an app that detects passive aggression in text messages. Idea number 3, a service that delivers wine and therapy in the same 30-minute window. He chuckled. You know, Dante would probably fund these. That's when it hit me. I wasn't just married to a tech billionaire, I was the wife of a tech billionaire. The poised, graceful partner who wears cashmere and says things like, "Let's take the jet." For the record, our jet is a 2009 Subaru, but details. I started speaking in soft, calculated tones. "Darling, I'd say, swirling my morning coffee, have you considered the implications of blockchain on interstellar trade?" He'd blink. What? I threw themed dinners. One night it was Silicon Valley soiree, where we ate microgreens under Edison bulbs while listening to synth jazz. Another night was crypto casino, where we gambled with poker chips labeled dollar Bitcoin. Our kids were mildly alarmed. But honestly, the best part wasn't the fantasy, it was watching Mark embody a role so wildly different from his real-life self and absolutely crush it. He brought depth and warmth to a character that could have been a cliché. He made you root for the billionaire, which in 2025, is no small feat. Of course, he eventually came home. He put away the fancy clothes, returned the high-tech watch, and resumed his nightly ritual of watching 5 minutes of a documentary before falling asleep mid-sentence. I asked him, "Do you miss being a billionaire?" He smirked. "Nah, too much pressure. You miss being married to one." I paused. A little. But I'll take being married to the guy who made a billion hearts flutter. And really, isn't that what marriage is all about? Living 1,000 lifetimes with the same person, sometimes as parents, sometimes as co-workers, sometimes as exasperated homeowners dealing with a raccoon infestation, and occasionally, just for fun, as tech billionaires saving the world. So yes, Mark Consuelos played a fantasy role. But lucky me, I still get to go home with the man behind the code, the charm, and the slightly dramatic eyebrow raise. And while he may not own a rocket company, yet, he does own my heart. Plus, he promised to learn how to fold laundry with I. That's a start. The moral of the story: let your partner play out their wildest roles. Support them when they're serious. Laugh with them when they're ridiculous. And if they happen to play a tech billionaire on TV, lean into it. Buy the cashmere, host the themed dinners, live the fantasy, because real love is the ultimate plot twist. Would you like a version from Mark's perspective next? Or something even more satirical?